Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to a brand new series, 1 Hour With. In this series, we'll dive into the first hour of a game to explore the new player experience and get those raw, first impressions. And today, we're starting off with Brighter Shores. From legendary MMORPG designer Andrew Gower, aka the great mind behind RuneScape, comes his latest creation, Brighter Shores. And this project has been in the works for over a decade. Although its launch has been quite quiet, we got high hopes given the years of development behind it. Let's jump in and see what Brighter Shores has to offer. I'm hitting Brighter Shores for the first time. And we were off. So after the basic character customization, the world drops you into these little rooms, and each room is tiled to each other. Initially, this movement options did get a little tedious, as I wanted to see a huge world and interact with it. But the more I play this game, the more it actually grew on me. Immediately, the world is very beautiful. I like the ambience of the world that's going on, standardized questing so far, kind of a tutorial. And at first, I was kind of sad to see that there was no other players. I thought at this point there would be a live game such as RuneScape 3. It was at this point I thought I found the first issue with this major game.
Why do I have to click 3 times to attack anything? Just, I click, I attack. That's it. That's all I should be doing.
And that was fixed in the quality of life patch very soon after. It was nice to see that there was a patch happening on the very first day of launch. Immediately within the first hour of gaming, there was already a big update which changed a lot of the issues I originally had.
Okay. Everything I just thought was kind of fixed, except for the combat.
This room mentality kind of threw me. I was not expecting the game to be locked up in this way, this tiled D&D version. But the more I played, the more it did grow on me. It made the world seem like each room was important, as opposed to just the entire map. And there was a lot of running back and forth. And that's when I thought I found the next issue with this game.
I wish I could click on the map and it'll just walk me there.
Which was quickly fixed in another quality of life patch. After the single player tutorial, you are then opened up to the actual world of Brighter Shores.
Can now meet other players. You can choose what kind of interactions you wish to allow, just allow with privacy settings here.
And like that, the world of Brighter Shores was fully open. I could now see other players, interact with them, and share in this experience. Combat is something still I find a little bit iffy. The one-on-one big fight scene kind of feels like a turn-based RPG from back in the day, but it's okay. I don't get to see other people fighting really with the health bars and everything else, so that part I wish we solved. The other issue I would have is that there's centralized banking for each profession in their respective spots. There's not one bank for everything. They're all separated. So you have to find the profession crafting area in order to find that professional banking area. It kind of goes counterintuitive.
I like exploring this. There's so many little things to find. Jar.
The rest of the game was pretty much the same. I talked to a lot of people. I did a few quests. There weren't a lot of quests. That's the thing about this game which really hit me later on, is that for each zone, there's only like 4 quests, and each one has such a high skill ceiling for you to do so. For example, one quest needs you to be 25 fishing. One other quest requires that you be a 61 cook. At this point, not many people have even reached level 20, as of the date of posting this video. Having this high skill ceiling does not make questing feel rewardable, because I'm not checking off low level quests that have a low level skill entry. I rather have 20 quests with varying degrees of skills required to complete them, and have that sort of dopamine hit of checking quests off one by one by one. That currently is not in the early access game. Every quest, except for the main storyline, has very high skill ceiling. You must grind and grind and grind. And after level 20, the grind intensifies to level 50 and so on. was at this point where I realized I actually played a little bit more than an hour. I did get lost once I got into the rhythm of the game, which is fun. But I think it's after 1 hour, we can have a very good idea of the new player experience and what the game needs to expand upon. For the pros, the world is beautiful. The art style, the light, the ambience. It definitely has that Andrew Gower vibe of NPCs that you can talk to. You gotta talk to certain individuals to progress quests. It's a very beautiful world. Another thing to note is that the music is absolutely top tier. You can quest with just the in-game music and you're kept engaged. It's beautiful. Another cool factor is that there's quality of life updates basically every single day since game released. Actively listening to the player base and doing this quality of life updates quick and easy. I guess that's what happens when you develop the game engine for 10 years and then the game within a short period of time, that you can easily make these updates. Another pro is just that there is a huge nostalgia factor for this game. It feels like my childhood going on RuneScape for the first time again. It feels like I'm discovering things. I haven't looked at the wiki once yet. I'm discovering quests and doing them all, which is fantastic. For the negatives, there's very little sense of progression. You don't really see how your actions are impacted upon your character. Leveling up a skill feels very meh. And the game is very, very grindy. You have to grind out levels for everything, and it gets a little bit tedious. With that ties in, there's few quests, and each with a high skill ceiling. Again, we want lots of quests, lots of checkboxes, lots of stuff to do, but we don't have that sense of progression in the game yet. And lastly, the combat is very lackluster. It's a very turn-based RNG. Your gear does not seem to be impacting your outcome in any way. Overall, I would give Brighter Shores Early Access a 7 out of 10 for the new player experience. The game is fun. I sat down and got lost into it. I'm having a fun time with it, and I know that many others will too.